Isn't that your child? Because the tone is skin up like the rest of your family member? Yes, you're in the right space. This is your space. That Barefoot Girl. Welcome back, guys. You're hanging on in there with me. Thanks for the support, man. You didn't have to do it. I keep saying that, but it's a reality. You could have been doing anything else and you chose to spend a few minutes with me, so I appreciate it. So today we're going to chat because, Father's Day and all of that. A very common thing, for various reasons them do this thing, right? But a very common thing that I have known growing up in Jamaica, and primarily in Jamaica. Well, we have to talk about Jamaica because that's where I'm from. I came to the Americas late. I was a big grown woman when I came here. So hence my stories, and the majority of them are Jamaica stories, right? But pretty sure you can relate to some of this. One time, this girl tell me say she had 3 kids for the man, right? They were actually married, yeah. So they had 3 kids together. And the man has a toe, like the second to last toe, the one beside the baby toe, it kind of dead on top of the others. You know what I mean? So it's short and kind of cock up. And him sister them have it, him siblings them have it, and him kids them have it. Even the ones that she had, except for one. The last one, him zero blind, say no female. Because she don't have the toe. Yeah. No, I know the ear story like that before. And for them, she don't have the toe. Anyway, turns out, when that same daughter got grown, her first child have the toe. So we must say no. The same one that wasn't female, but for her child, have the toe. So how it go now? Stupidness. I don't know, them just find all kind of reasons and excuse for disown children. But disown children, them a puppy? I mean, mind you know, there are jackets out there. And some people are really walking around in some full suit. Bright color suit and then bossy with the suit. Bossy with the suit. I remember a very black man with our most authentic black hair having very much light-skinned, straight Indian son. Oh, are you asking if the mom is Indian? No, she black too. And she not black Indian. And him son, yeah, his son, and him take care of his son and everything. Until, of course, eventually, the farce had to stop. So that's how that ended. But, you understand? You're only at this one, and you have some man out there I wear full suit. Proud. And I take care of it. But I like this one business. I know one nice something, because a lot of the times, when it push come to shove, you find out say I really hear one. Especially now in the day of DNA testing, which is prevalent across the world, alright? Including Jamaica. And when after years of disowning and years of saying you're a child, and I wonder if them think the pin of them deaf. They don't think the pin them are here. I don't think the pin them are here when people are say certain things. Them not think that. Or them think the pin they feel. All if you're not sure if I feel one, find a way to find out. But not keep passing remarks until you're sure. And even so, be kind to that child. But anyways, I remember a friend of mine, she had a son for her husband. This is somebody different now. She had a son for her husband. and she knew of another child, a daughter, which she basically calls her own. So happened I was taking pictures for them. She wanted their yearly pictures taken, and she had a bust size taken, and she wanted them to be enlarged. And that's when we noticed that both kids, different moms, same dad, one was really light skinned and one was really dark skinned. That's when we saw that they both have 2 birthmarks right here. I couldn't see it, but when the pictures were enlarged, that's when you saw it. So it's there. So sometimes we can't see what's to the naked eye, like this man talking about the blooming toe. But anyway, that same man, his wife was telling me that she heard that he has another child in the country. This is in Jamaica. But him swear on a fame picnic. It's not for him. It wasn't him. Right? So all this time she had never met the child, but as a mom, one time they go country and she said she want to see this child now. It's been years. She want to see for herself and get the satisfaction to know yay, nay, or whatever, or if it even look close. She said when she go country and she see little boy, he's a boy too, So she come back and she tell her husband, say, don't mind your pitney. She tell me, say, if you cut off the little boy head and switch it around and put on female head, I see in person. She said the man have the nerve to say that the in a film. Why them have to do these things? And then I know so the kids them grow up with this resentment, Because it's a terrible feeling for somebody to say, when you learn that somebody never want you, or them disown you and say you're not for them. I want hurtful something, I want hurtful something. That's why I big up my father. And my father have a lot of kids, but my father own up all of them. Big up King Waki. Yes, Mr. Watkins. I'm going to tell you, now that we're on the subject of father, alright, this is my father. So when you're there around him, you're the story say you're the only pick him have. Him just have that way that make all of us feel special. When we talk to him around him and stuff like that. Him have him faults, yep. Him have him faults and enough wrong bang. But may I tell you, enough pluses as well. I will love him. Yeah man, so this thing about no and then see they know. I know feel. But on the other, I don't know, some of them, I guess they have a reason to be cautious too. But some of them, they don't know self in them. I think few of them like a walk. But anyway, a lot of them might have solid reasons for doubting at first, because maybe they've been shopping already, or they have a lot of friends that went shopping and bought jackets, and they didn't like those jackets, so now they're being cautious. Look here. Any jackets out there? Them bright here, I can't pin them jackets. A jacket. Who come up with that from? Where Jamaicans come up with that jacket term? Box of mercy. But no man, be kind before you start issue out on a European. That's not my opinion. What terrible feeling. What terrible something that. Terrible. Oy. In this breath, we have to big up the fathers who own up them kid. Take responsibility. Butter with them. Logo with them. Dead if they help rear them up. But have to big them up. And no father name you could have called, But whether or not you have your father in your life throughout your whole life, or you got acquainted with him after years, whatever time you have with your father, enjoy that time. Try to forget the past. You notice I said try. Because depending on what happened, depending on what transpired, it might be some harsh memories where you find it hard to let go of. And if that's the case, it might be warranted, but just free yourself and to give you peace and to enjoy what of a father you can still have, or your kids may end up having. Because, somebody said something one time and said, a lot of times we expect too much of human beings. It's true. I mean, we expect certain things of certain people. you expect your mother to behave a certain way and your father's supposed to behave a certain way, right? Because they're parents. They're wearing the parent caps, so they're supposed to behave as parents, right? They're supposed to. You're not wrong. They're supposed to. But what if they don't? It hurt. And it leave a whole heap of scar. But as you grow, as you mature, as you get older, as you really, and especially, I think if you draw closer to God and start reading His Word and try to realize that human beings, we make all kind of mistake. And we act some fool way sometimes. And some selfish way. That a beat way, selfishness. That a beat way. I'm sorry to say, but a lot of the men are super selfish. It's about them when they should make it be about their kid. When you start a picnic, it's about your picnic. Until them become adults. Yes. And if you want to go on further than that, fine. But definitely, when you start to have picnic, it is not about you anymore. I don't know, I might be the bearer of bad news, but I just have to tell you the truth. If you want to pick one shoes, guess who for shoes first if you buy? Picnic shoes. Make sure them are right before you're alright. That's how I go. The only exception to this, if you're up on the plane and you need to put oxygen over your nose so that you can stay alive to help your picnic. But apart from that, your picnic come first. So, a lot of men miss that, and this is across the world. In some cultures more than some. A lot of men miss that and they think that it's about them and the woman. Oh gosh, so many kids suffer because I'm not with the woman anymore. So make our man mind the picnic. So we get to be, I don't understand. When you stop being a, I don't understand. Your father until you and the woman mash up, and then make fair man mind the pit. So you were invested in your child then. You're wrong. In America, you know them when I say, you know you're wrong. Yeah, man. That don't make no kind of sense. At some point, you must realize that this is about your precious little prince or your precious little princess that is now on the face of the earth, a blessing to you, and do all you can forgive them all that they need. I'm not talking about things only. I'm talking about your presence. Because kids don't require a lot, Let me tell you something. You have even some part-time dads. And I say part-time because the child lives with his mom in like a single home setting. Maybe grandma is in the home and the child is there and a mom day in day out them say butter with them and everything. And maybe once every 2 months the father come check him, Come check him and if me even give him 5 cents, I'll give him an ice cement. Alright, you over here my talk about my father come look for me here. My father come for me yesterday and he buy me ice cream or he bring sweetie for me. That's how I'm doing. And the mother, one side no. And I goodness her heart just say, Papi show father. I mean, no, we matter what create excitement about father. Because the mother know the truth. As she feel it. Because as she most of the time have to bear everything. But even that part-time, him still a come. Him not come as him should, but him still a come. The kid I go remember them once in a while visit there. You say remember the sweetie or the one day go carry me buy ice cream. Stick up in there. When I was a young child, growing up in Trenchtown people, hey. But when I was growing up in Trenchtown, I remember 7th Street. I think it was 7th Street. So anyway, I remember one of the things that I missed the most pertaining to my dad is in the early mornings, used to have a lady sitting at the end of the street, like at the corner, and she sell ripe banana and oranges, and she peel the oranges, and she cut them in two, and you buy a banana. So it was almost a ritual that these dads would perform on a daily basis in the early mornings when it was still cool. I so longed for that because I used to see these kids walking hand in hand with their dads to the corner, and then I would see them coming back. The kid is eating his orange, the dad holding the ripe banana, or the kid eating the banana, but they go buy the ripe banana and orange. It was a morning ritual. No, that might seem like a little small thing, but for me it was a big thing. And even now I'm talking about it, it gives me goosebumps because for some reason it was very important to me. I wish my dad was present at that time to hold my hand and walk me to the corner and buy my banana, my orange, and me and him walk, come back. So moms have faults and dads have faults, right? And not every child is raised up in a home where both parents are present. So if you're even a sometime dad or you just visit, keep visiting. Keep having a little me time, you and the kid. You and the mother don't have to be in anything. You can walk them, go to the corner, buy them ice cream, sit down with them a little bit, talk with them, reason. Those little times count. And as old as they get, they will remember them. Whatever little you do, they will remember it. Mind me not say you must do little, but still not stop the little way you do and try your best and do more. This life is short, make memories with your children. And again, I say it is not about you. And sometimes you might think the child have an attitude as they become a teenager or even an adult, and you're saying, them have you up. Sometimes you say them mother feed them terrible things about you and cut them mind against you. But a lot of times are your own action, depending on the blind. It's just that when they become an adult, them can do something about it. Stop chatting to you. And I'm not endorsing this because it's a reaction to your action. But it's a reaction that's negative. And it not only affects you, if you still care about the child, but it definitely affects that child. The reason why they're still mad at you is because they're still yearning for what you didn't give them, and they want to lash out and get back at you. Or in some way, they want you to feel it. They have told themselves that they can do without you. And I imagine they can. But we're human beings. And we're born of a man and a woman. So we are supposed to, it is owing to us, we are supposed to have the love and affection and attention of our parents, both of them. So without that, we're going to have a void. And the void, although not tangible, it can hurt. And a lot of times to cover the hurt, we use anger. But in the long run, it's not fair to the child to bear this. But because again, you cannot change people, even if it's your dad or your father, you still cannot change that person. You can't make them fix whatever they did wrong. So a lot of people out there who you're going through this father issue or the lack of a father in your life and enough hurt. And it makes you mad because it makes no sense. Why? Why didn't you play the role and do what you were supposed to do? You, the parent, may have had a lot of different reasons and circumstances. But kids no really business with that. Kids forget what them forget. Point blank. Right? But it doesn't always happen like that. But at some point, it would be good to mend those broken bridges. And it's not a one-sided thing. It doesn't just take the kid to say, oh, well, no, he might come round, so, I'm glad to have a father. Even though deep down you want that interaction, it doesn't mean that you're going to do it, or you're just going to pop into it, and it's not a light switch. It takes time. And that parent, now we're talking about fathers, right? That father need to do what he's supposed to do. Basically, him need to beg. Him need to beg, and him need to beg constantly, and him need to beg all the time. Because he is the one that's in the wrong. But sometimes because people don't understand the depth of the wound and the hurt that comes with that wound, they think nothing. What a big deal. Look how long that go on. You're a big no. And them don't play all of that. So if they're at all, reach out for the child now. If they're at all, reach out. Try to start to mend, because it will free you up, right? God will deal with them. And if they're really remorseful, they will put the effort in, and you try your best to try to forgive them so that you can be free and let that go. You know what I mean? Because it's a lot. But I give thanks in this season, especially for my dad. Mr. Watkins, pick up yourself. We love you. You know, if it never love you. And you were not the perfect dad, but we love you just the same. Because when we got to know you, when we got to interact with you, it's like you pick it up from then and then try to do your best. And we appreciate that, because we're human beings and we're full of faults, all of us. So if you're a dad out there, young dad, old dad, play the role, do your thing, be present, and just do what's right by your kids. You will not regret it. Tell me your stories now. Comment. This is your space. Let me hear those comments, and just kind of, maybe this is even a space where you can let out some of that, you know, because this is a real issue. So send the comments, hit that like button if you like the content, and remember, share. And hold on there, you know, subscribe yet? Wait, pan, subscribe. Big up all the dads. See you next time.